As the seasons shifted, so did the nature of Sicil and Ethan's relationship. What had begun as a confession from Ethan became the foundation of their love story, a testament to vulnerability, patience, and the slow unraveling of feelings long hidden beneath the surface. Sicil, once caught between the memory of a childhood crush and the growing love she felt for Ethan, started seeing him in a new light. His steady affection and unwavering commitment melted away her doubts, finally allowing her heart to embrace the love that had been blossoming all along. One evening, after hours of conversation that seemed to stretch beyond time itself, Ethan chuckled softly. "You know, Sicil, we've been talking for hours. I should probably let you get some sleep." Sicil yawned but refused to let the moment end. "Sleep can wait," she replied, her voice soft and playful. "I'm enjoying this too much." Ethan smiled, his heart full. "Me too. It's like time just stops when we're talking. If only we could freeze this moment," Sicil mused, her voice filled with warmth. "Who needs sleep when I have all the energy I need just talking to you?" Ethan teased, his affection clear. Sicil giggled, though her heart swelled at the sentiment. "I'm not ready to say goodnight yet." Ethan's tone grew more tender, his words laced with quiet passion. "You know, my nights feel less lonely with you around. Even over the phone, it's like you're right here." Sicil felt a warmth spread through her chest, and before she knew it, her voice was trembling with emotion. "It's the same for me, Ethan. I can't imagine my days without hearing your voice." There was a brief pause, the kind where feelings hang in the air, unspoken but deeply felt. "You know I love you, right?" Ethan said suddenly, his voice filled with both certainty and vulnerability. "I do," Sicil whispered, her heart racing. "And I love you too, more than words can ever say." The connection between them felt almost tangible, even though the phone. Ethan exhaled slowly as if savoring the moment. This thing we have, it feels like magic. Like we're in our own world." Sicil, now blinking back the sudden rush of tears, nodded though he couldn't see her. "It is magic, Ethan. I never thought I could feel something this real." For a few heartbeats neither spoke, both wrapped in the warmth of the moment. Then Ethan reluctantly but playfully said, "Okay, I really should let you sleep, but you have to promise me you'll dream about us." Sicil laughed softly. "Only if you promise the same." "Deal," Ethan whispered. "Sweet dreams, Sicil." "Good night, Ethan," she replied, her voice soft as silk. Yet neither of them hung up. The call lingered, the silence between them comfortable and familiar, filled with a quiet longing that neither wanted to break. Ethan broke the silence with a playful sigh. "You know, if it were up to me, I'd keep you on the line forever." Sicil grinned. "We should invent a never-ending call. I'd sign up for that." Laughing, Ethan agreed. "But I should probably let you go before your dad catches us talking all night." Glancing at the clock, Sicil sighed. "You're right. He might think I've gone nocturnal." She paused, reluctant to say goodbye. "Okay, good night, Ethan." "Good night, my love," Ethan whispered. Just as Sicil was about to hang up, her bedroom door creaked open. Her father, standing in the doorway, wore a stern expression. "Sicil, why are the lights still on? You should be asleep by now," Mr. Anderson scolded. Cecil's eyes widened in panic. She hurriedly ended the call and dove under her blanket, feigning sleep. Her father, still lingering by the door, muttered to himself, "Kids these days. I'll need to have a word with Sebastian." But he decided against it, glancing at the clock and recalling the time difference. With a final sigh, he shut the door quietly behind him. Sicil exhaled softly, relief flooding her as her father left the room without further suspicion. She let out a quiet, breathy laugh, staring at the phone in her hand, the screen now dark but her heart still alight with the warmth of Ethan's words. She hugged her pillow, replaying their conversation in her mind, her emotions swirling. For just a brief moment, her thoughts drifted thousands of miles away. What time is it for Sebastian? Is he awake now? The question flickered through her mind like a distant whisper, but she quickly dismissed it, the thought too fleeting to hold her attention. Meanwhile, Ethan lay back on his bed, a wide grin spreading across his face as he imagined Sicil's frantic dive under the covers. He could almost hear her quiet giggles on the other end, and it made him laugh softly. His heart swelled with warmth, hoping she had dodged any real scolding. She was safe, happy, and with him in some way. That was all he needed. But far away, across oceans and time zones, as the early morning light crept through the blinds of a lush bedroom, Sebastian sat on the edge of his bed, the soft glow of his phone illuminating his tired face. It was 6 a.m., and the world outside was just beginning to wake. But inside, Sebastian's thoughts were restless. His finger hovered over Sicil's name, heart caught in a familiar push and pull. The number on the screen seemed so close yet impossibly far. Should I call her? The question had nagged him most days, but this morning felt different. The quiet stillness of dawn seemed to hold a kind of urgency, an unspoken plea for connection. He could almost hear her laugh, see her smile, feel the pull of memories long tucked away. Yet, despite the ache gnawing at him, he hesitated, unsure if he was still a part of her world, if she still thought about him the way he thought about her. It's too late. She's probably asleep. He tried to reason with himself, but the thought of her, so far away, her face just a memory now, made his chest tighten. He closed his eyes for a moment, imagining her wrapped up in her sheets, peaceful and oblivious to his inner turmoil. Maybe, just maybe, she'd smile if she saw his name flash on her phone. Unknown to him, Sicil too had briefly wondered about him too, her mind drifting for just a moment to the time zone, and a thought if Sebastian is awake. But it was Ethan who had taken up her thoughts. Ethan who had filled her heart with warmth and a love that seemed to bloom brighter with each passing day. His reassuring presence in Sicil's life was like a love that wrapped around her like a blanket on cold nights. He didn't know about Sebastian's early morning dilemma, nor did he need to. His love for Sicil was unwavering, and in that, she had found her refuge. As Sebastian sat there, wrestling with the idea of reaching out, the moments stretched on, slipping away like grains of sand. The space between him and Sicil wasn't just physical anymore. It was a growing distance of hearts, something even a morning phone call couldn't bridge.